Hello, my name is Madeline Ingram, and I will be talking about cultural competency in the educational setting. To be a culturally competent educator means to be able to successfully teach students who come from different cultures than our own. It involves in developing personal and interpersonal awarenesses and cultural sensitivities to our students' diverse identities, backgrounds, and cultures. It also includes identifying any personal biases, whether implicit, meaning prejudices and opinions that we are not consciously aware of, and explicit biases, meaning prejudices and opinions that we are consciously aware of, and destroying these, so that we may teach in a classroom that is inclusive and is beneficial to all students. After reading the Cultural Competence Continuum Characteristics document, I feel that my cultural competency lies between the categories 4, cultural pre-competency, and 5, cultural competence. I recognize certain characteristics of myself on both categories, and I'll give you 2 examples why. Example 1, I see the characteristic in expressed commitment to valuing diversity, but no clear plan for achieving organizational cultural competence from category 4, cultural pre-competence. I believe that diversity has great value, and especially in the educational setting, and I plan on incorporating diversity into my classroom. However, with my lack of experience exposed to diversity in my own life, I need to gain more experience and do more research into how to incorporate diversity into my classroom. The second example is I see the characteristic demonstrated commitment to human civil rights, social justice as defined by the marginalized individual or group. I see this characteristic in myself for the sole reason that I believe that every single person deserves and is entitled to their human civil rights. An example of this can be found in physical restraints in students inside school or physical restraints done by police officers outside of school. I do not accept the biased opinions that certain students should get physical restraints based on their background, ethnicity, culture, or learning abilities. I honestly feel that no student should be physically restrained unless it is for the sole reason to ensure the physical safety of the student and the students in the classroom, and only if every other option has been used. The duration of this restraint should be very minimal. Ways to deepen cultural competency as educators can include doing more research into culturally controversial topics or historical cultural events. Attending seminars and trainings is another great way to do this. This is that they can emphasize on being culturally competent and recognizing the benefits of teaching diversity in classrooms. Having open discussions with students, colleagues, parents, and members of the community is another great way to deepen our cultural competency. These open discussions can include ways we can better include our students' diverse cultures, ways we can support the cultures of the community, and ways we can respect the culture of our students' families, cultures, and in and out of the classroom. Some specific research and readings that can help further cultural competency as an educator can include articles from the National Educational Association. Specifically, the articles Racial Justice by the National Educational Association Center for Social Justice, Equity Through Language Access, Best Practices for Collaborating with Interpreters by Laura Gardner and Dr. Jennifer Love, and 10 Principles for Talking About Race in School by, again, the National Educational Association Center for Social Justice. Participating in any school diversity trainings, whether it's provided by the school district or not, can be very beneficial to deepening and furthering our cultural competency as an educator. There will be many factors that will come into play in order to have cultural inclusivity in the classroom. One of the biggest factors is that we can do this is by rejecting educational practices that only benefits a small group of the students. Instead, we should implement a curriculum that not only involves all students from all walks of life, but it benefits them both academically and culturally. Another factor is drawing on the strengths of each student regardless of their race, identity, or background. The final factor is having open discussions about culture and diversity with all of our students. These discussions may be uncomfortable, but they are necessary in in order to maintain inclusivity in the classroom and to teach it to our students. It's okay to have these hard, open discussions. They are beneficial in the long run. The first step to respecting students as individuals with differing personal backgrounds than our beliefs and moral values is having the perspective that every child has potential and is worthy of a safe and positive educational experience. We cannot change how students believe, and we shouldn't. We must model how to be an accepting and respectful human to our students. There is no exceptions to that rule. When we do this, we can still incorporate our own values and beliefs without colliding with the differing beliefs of our students. Every student has potential. There is no such thing as a good or bad student. They are all human beings, and they are all deserving of acceptance, patience, kindness, and of course,